Okay, we all ready for step 3? So we talked a little bit about background color, width, height, margins, and how box shadows can add a nice stylized touch to any divs. Let's go to step 3 in the Make Your Own Mondrian, right here. Right after the hashtag painting, you see that they tell you to do exactly what I told you to do, which is create a div with an ID of painting. Make this a little bit bigger. We already learned a little bit about divs, so I'm not going to go into that too much. Now, we're going to be using divs to break up this much larger div into a bunch of little boxes. As they put it, let's start divving it up. To do that, it's good to have like an idea or a nice little illustration of how we're going to split up each of these boxes in our Mondrian project. The first thing you should take note of is the height and width of each of these elements. Now, we're going to be referring back to this again, time and time again. So make sure you look at this now, take note of it, and scroll back to it when we get into this stuff later on. Okay? So all of these elements in terms of width add up to 400, and in terms of height add up to 400 as well. So each of these is going to take up a tiny little subsegment of that, and we're going to split it up starting in step 3. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make out this entire top row here, consisting of this box, this little divider, this box, another divider, and a big box right there. Down below, it's going to give you a little bit of CSS for a hashtag top row element. What does hashtag mean again? We put a hashtag in front of it. That's right, it's an ID. So go ahead and copy that and paste it into your HTML and CSS. Right below your hashtag painting, have a hashtag top row of height 290 pixels. Now, as of right now, nothing has happened, right? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to nest a div with an ID of top row inside of this div with an ID of painting. So to do that, go back to your index.html file. Click inside the div painting and give yourself a little bit of space. So we have the style for the top row already. All we need to do is create a div with an ID of top row. I'll let you guys go ahead and do that right now. Give it an ID of top row. Now, this div with an ID of top row won't appear because right now we're just giving it a height of 290 pixels. We're not doing anything else to it. So you won't see anything happen. But if you do it correctly, it should look like this. You should save it. You see that Cloud9 is nice enough to show us that this div takes up the whole width and it covers 290 pixels of height. So that's going to leave us another 110 pixels below it to make the bottom rows down here. I think we're now ready for step 4. So we did exactly what they told us to do right here. Let's move on to step 4. So in this step, we're going to make the big box inside our top row that's going to appear red. This is the very first step in creating the painting. So let's go ahead and take care of it right now. You can see that the body they give you, the HTML they give you, is exactly what our HTML should look like inside the body tag. So right now, we have a div with an ID of top row. Good. That is nested inside a div with an ID of painting. Good. Now we need one more div inside there with an ID of what? Big box. Exactly. ID equals big box. Once you do that, we're going to need some style for big box. So go inside your style.css file and create a selector for a div with an ID of big box. Just go ahead and do that really quickly. Zoom out a little bit so you can see this a little better. Can you all still see this over here? I'll make it bigger. There we go. That looks nice. So back in the Make Your Own Mondrian lab, they'll give you some CSS for that big box div. You want it to just have a width of 290 and a height of 290. So copy the width of 290, height of 290, And let's go and make a style, a CSS rule for a div with an ID of big box. And then paste that code right in there. And now we have a div nested inside a div, nested inside a div. Divception. But there's a good reason we do this. Remember our talk about divs last class? Every web page is divided into little sections using something like a div. And a div is the easiest thing to do it with. And then by giving them IDs or classes, we can select specific parts of our page to style the way we want it to. So I'm going to save this. We should be good to go now. Still doesn't look like anything has changed on our page. We're going to change that right now in step 5. But I'm going to end this video and I'll answer your questions and I'll get to that in the next video.